Sorry about that. Someone came in my room. She asked me if I made Coslo. I told her I thought you were making it. Yeah, obviously. Now after this video, I'm gonna go get my beer and smokes. I might have maybe 2, maybe 3 beers. Enjoy the show with you guys before the folks come here at 5. They're only gonna be here for maybe 4 hours. And they're gonna leave, obviously. And after that, we're gonna open the Christmas gifts. Late Ivan, yeah, we're opening it late today. Around like 10 o'clock, we're opening it the Christmas gifts. Yeah, I gave a little bit of money for Christmas and like candy, that kind of stuff. That's it, because I'm poor. I can give them a lot of money, but if I do, it's gonna drain all my savings, right? That's why I can't do that. Yeah. I give a little bit of money and that's it. And like candy and that kind of stuff. Once I have money, I will give generous gifts. Like $1,000 gift cards, $500 gift cards, shoes, clothes, that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, candy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna get ready. Stay tuned, guys. In 6 days, I'm going to make my first video on New Year's Day. I'm gonna get my 40 of, I don't know, whiskey. I like whiskey a lot. Scotch, whiskey, vodka. What's your favorite liquor? I don't know. Maybe whiskey. Whiskey might be up there for me. I actually like whiskey better than vodka. Whiskey's better than vodka. Whiskey's really good. Obviously, I'm gonna get my 40 bottle. I'm gonna get drunk. I'm not gonna drink while I make the video. No, I'm gonna make my video first. And then while I watch the video, I'm going to drink my whiskey to celebrate the New Year's. And I make a video about Sky Source Entertainment with my table and laptop and everything. Yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. Some Sarah? That's my point. Obviously. So that's my contract for Peter, obviously. I'm like, Peter, man, keep your lips sealed. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't tell members of my 7 team, don't tell the actors you signed as deals. You're making way more than them, man. Like, their contract is peanuts compared to your contract. But Peter Jackson's contract is peanuts compared to me and VJ's contract. Me compared to my contract. Sorry. But gotta be careful what I say here. It's bigger than what? Like my contract is bigger than Peter's. Peter's contract is like pocket used for my contract. So I'm gonna make my, I don't know, my 8 billion, 9, 10 billion, perhaps 8 billion. It depends. If I make 7 billion off the book, I'll probably make around that for the movie, maybe 8 billion off the movie. That's why it will blow. That's why I'm not gonna do the media thing, because I don't want to embarrass Kevin Feige's Marvel movie, right? Because Zanis is probably gonna do maybe, I don't know, 20-something billion in sales or something. That's like crazy. Yeah. 20 billion, 19, 18 billion in sales. And then you have the tax and the profit split with Amazon and then me, obviously. I make my 9 billion, you know what I'm saying, off the movie. It blows. It's going to blow Avengers out of the water. I'm sorry. That's why the theater system for my movies won't work. Because you have to build so many theaters to have a capacity of all those people watching. The theater, it's crazy. The theater will be booked all day for months. Will be booked, man. It's something crazy. That's why here's the Ivan. The theater system for your kind of movie just won't work. It's just not plausible. It's too crazy. Everything's booked all day long. People can only see your movie once. It's crazy, Ivan. The 4K movie thing's better for your movie, Ivan. Yeah, it's better, Peter. Ivan, you make more money off 4K movie anyways. More profit. Yeah, higher profit margin. Because I'm selling the movies for like $110. Whereas theaters, I'm only selling the tickets for $70. smaller profit margin. You have to pay like 10, 15, 20,000 employees. It's crazy, man. Peter's Ivan, don't do that, man. It's crazy. Just do the 4K Blu-ray with Amazon. They have resources around the world. Yeah. And that's why you build your theater room on your theater. Put a theater system in your house so we get a good experience at home. I know what I'm doing. So, Sarah. Samsara? I would choose saying yes. Obviously. So I'm nice. I made a video for you guys on Christmas Day. You're welcome. For those of you who are feeling a bit down and all that stuff, I made a nice video who spend Christmas alone. So there's some people who have Christmases alone, obviously. Some people in the world, right? Yeah. That's very rare. Most people have family or friends they spend Christmas with, obviously. So, Sarah. I hope I don't work tomorrow. I don't want to work Boxing Day. I might perhaps work, but the boss told me he might call me. I might work tomorrow, but I kind of hope I don't work. I'm going to apply to Casa Greek this week. I need more money. Part-time there, part-time at Coco. If I get the Casa Greek job, I'll tell my boss I can only work part-time now. How much? I've been like 3 days a week max I can work. 3 days a week max I can work here now. Because I'm working 3 days at Casa Greek. So, Sarah, tell them 3 to 4 days. Just in case Casa Greek cut your hours and they make you work twice, I'm saying. Yeah. Obviously. Sarah? Yeah. So that's my note for Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson. I guarantee you for Lord of the Rings, Peter kept his lips sealed. Because he signed a $10 million base deal, obviously. And he made 10% of the profits. But he didn't know how successful the movie would be, obviously. But he knew, okay, if this movie's a hit, I'm going to make a lot of money. Lord of the Rings was a hit. And all 3 movies made about $1 billion. They made $1 billion. With the inflation, they all made $1 billion. With the inflation, right? Yeah, they made $1 billion. Lord of the Rings movies. Peter got rich off that. And those actors, I heard, there's a rumor they got a $1 million bonus, I heard. Obviously. Obviously. Yeah. I actually know he's greedy. He took New Line to court because they owed him more money. If the Lord of the Rings actors got the $1 million bonus from the movie, obviously, that could have been part of Peter's money, maybe. I don't know. That's why Peter took them to court. I don't know if he's a greedy pig. I highly doubt it. But obviously, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Don't hate Peter, I'm saying, yeah. I actually know he's a greedy pig. He took him to court. You guys owe me, you know what I'm saying? I want to see your books. Peter, we already paid $250 million. It's enough. I mean, he was like, that's not the point, man. What? I signed a deal. You owe me money. You owe me. And he took him to court. I don't think they paid Peter back the money. Peter didn't get his money. That's how you know he's greedy, man. He made all that $250 million. He still wanted more. He's a greedy pig. He's greedy. Well, to be fair, if they owed him more money, it's not show friends, it's show business, right? Yeah. You owe him, you gotta pay him, man. That's how it works. I heard he didn't get the money, though, Peter. He went to court with them, and he didn't win. They settled an agreement, and Peter didn't get his money back. But he made his money for The Hobbit, right? That's why Peter probably doesn't have much respect for Bob Shea and Michael Lynn, because they ripped him off. They ripped him off. Read the book, you'll see what I mean. They ripped him off. They ripped Peter off, Samsara. They ripped him off, yeah. See, it's a 500 like page book. I read the whole thing in 1 week. It was a fucking sick book. I binged through it, man. This book is sick. I read through the whole thing in like 1 week, obviously. Because nonfiction books hook me more than novels, obviously. Because novels, it's all creativity. Some books are not as interesting. Some books are like nonfiction books. When I read it, they hook me a lot more than the novels, right? Obviously, because novels you tell a story. Nonfiction is like you talk about things that happen in life and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Samsara? Yeah. Samsara, I should say, yeah. Samsara? Yeah. Yeah, so whoever I choose, Mel or Peter, we're going whenever we work on a script, we have to lock ourselves in. I'll either write the script in my boardroom or in my office, obviously. But I want to write my script on a notebook. And I hire the fast typewriter who planned out the 4 years for me. Have him type out what we wrote down that day on the computer. So okay guys, while we're doing the console art, you have to type down what we wrote. You have to type down what you wrote for that day, obviously. The typewriter, right? He's gonna help me plan the 4 years of saying this. Yeah. Samsara. He has to help me what? He has to help me what? Type out the what? Type out the what me, Mel or Peter wrote down that day, Samsara. Yeah. Samsara. So me or Peter or Mel are gonna lock ourselves in that room with a book. We're gonna have our coffee or tea, and we're gonna work on the script 5 days a week. And Fran and Motor can help me and Peter or Mel write the script, obviously. Let's say I hire Peter. What? Fran and Motor have to help us with the script too. A couple times a week. We write an amazing script together, obviously. Samsara. Yeah. Like, Peter, I'm not kidding around. We have to work hard, man. We have to lock ourselves in. You want to work in my office or do you want to work in the boardroom, Ivan? Your office, Ivan. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll work in my office. I'll have a table in my. I'll have a table in my office. We sit down. We have our notebook. I have the notes I took with my significant other. Then we go over the notes and we begin writing the script. We have the book right beside us. We go over each page, page by page, word for word, and we write the script. And if you work on it for 3 hours, we'll probably be writing a good maybe 4 or 5 pages a day. So in a good like 6 months, 6-7 months around there, maybe 8 months, we'll be done the first draft of the script. But chances are we're going to be doing maybe a few little rewrites. And chances are during production, Peter might be doing a few rewrites too. But I remember I saw an interview, he's like, there's no such thing as a completed script. Peter said that. Chances are we're going to have to change a few things. Because sometimes when you write a script, you film it, and it doesn't really translate as well. Okay, you just change a few things. You change a few things, and you rewrite the script, obviously, while you're filming. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Producer Ivan, is it okay if I rewrite some sections of the script while we're filming? I'm like, yeah, Peter. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. You can what? You can rewrite the script while we're filming the 3 lines of Zanus. Sarah. Yeah. Will Peter work hard? Yeah, he'll work hard because I paid him a lot of money. He's making his 100 million base, man. That's a lot of money for your salary. I only made like 10% of what I'm making for your movie, like for my base. Yeah, I made my 10 million bucks and that's it. And you still work hard, right? Well, imagine making 100 million and work harder. The only difference is Peter is older now. He's now pushing 70. He's like 6, I don't know. By the time production starts, Peter is like 7 years old. By the time we film the movie, Peter's in his 70s. He's older. Yeah, I'm not as young as I used to. My body's kind of done. He might tell me that. It'll be fine. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? But he's older. He's 70 now. Where in Lord of the Rings, he was like 40, man. He's much young. He's much older than he was. He's 30 years old than he was in Lord of the Rings. But it'll work harder for me because I paid him more money. You see him in the zone. Again, Guillermo del Toro. They're directing all the stars, all the Zanus stars. Yeah, they're in the zone. You know what I'm saying? Directing? Yeah, man. They're in the zone, yeah. They're in the zone directing, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? He makes it a masterpiece. And I'll help him out a little bit, too. Hey, Peter, come with me. I want to show you this clip from Prince of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Ivan, you're thinking of something like this for the Exes of Safi. So I'm like, yeah, Peter. They all have torches. They have torches in the mountains and they're scared with the cursed mosquitoes. And they journey through this cavern like Moria and they're all scared of demonic bastards. They have torches on. I'm like, yeah, Peter. Holy shit, Ivan. I never thought about that before. You're looking at it like, thanks, Ivan. Like, you gave me some good ideas. Yeah. Help him out a little bit. That way he has some pictures in his mind for the Exes of Saphius. You know, was Ivan, like, you're a genius, man. Like, something like Prince of Egypt, like, with the torches. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you see this scene there when they go up the mountains? Something like that. Like, holy shit, you're creative. I'm like, yes, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'll let him do his thing, but I'll help him out a little bit because it's my movie. I wrote the story. Sincere. So I'll help Peter out a little bit. I wrote the story. If you guys know what I mean, right? Yeah. I wrote the story, obviously. I'm going to go check the meat in a good 12 minutes. 30 minutes, I'll shut this camera off here. 30 minutes, I'll shut the camera off. And then I'll talk for maybe 10 minutes. I'm done after this, guys. Take my shower and go get my beer and smells like Ultramar. I'll watch a bit of the... Oh, wow. By the time I watch the video, it'll be maybe 4:30. You're coming here at 5. And then after that, I'm going to have my Christmas dinner and that kind of stuff. And then 4 o'clock, we're going to open our gifts. And tomorrow, I'll make a video for you guys. I'll make a nice video for you guys. My room is so clean. It's nice when my room is clean. My room is nice and clean now, yeah. But within a month, it's going to get dirty again. Yeah, I have to clean it again, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is Lord of the Rings! I'm like, yeah, it's Lord of the Rings, you know what I'm saying? Well, Peter thinks Zan's will be Lord of the Rings. Yeah, he will. He might not tell me, but he's not stupid. Okay, it's an Ivan movie. Ivan's playing the main character of the prince. I'm more interesting to watch than Elijah Wood and Vigo and all those guys, right? I'm Avid Gaji, obviously. I'm not hate what I'm saying. And what? Ivan's significant other, Lithia, right? And it's a bigger budget movie. And he's thinking of the scenes in his mind. Oh my god, this is such a big story. Like, you have like, Eretz and them are devils. That's why the world will be hooked. Ivan's in the movie, right? You have the Exes of Safi. They journey through that large cavern. They have torches. The demons live there. This is a bigger story than Lord of the Rings. Yeah, he's not stupid, Peter. Yeah, I think this will top my Lord of the Rings. I will. Guillermo del Toro might tell me, oh, Ivan, this will top Peter's Lord of the Rings. Because I gave Peter an unlimited budget too, don't forget that. But just because you have a bigger budget doesn't necessarily mean you will be better. Because The Hobbit had a much bigger budget than Lord of the Rings, and the movies were not as good as Lord of the Rings. Some saying. When you watch The Hobbit, you see a huge difference in terms of technology. The Hobbit, the world in The Hobbit looks better than it does in Lord of the Rings. In terms of the scale of it, Lake Town looked beautiful. It looked too computery, but it looked very beautiful, obviously. But Lord of the Rings is better. So just because it's a bigger budget doesn't necessarily mean it'll be better, but if you follow the story, it will be better than Lord of the Rings. Because Zanus is a better story than Lord of the Rings. Yeah. It's a better story than Lord of the Rings. I wrote it. I know what I'm talking about. I read Lord of the Rings, guys. I read all 3 books. It's not as good as Zanus, in my opinion. I'm more bored when I read Lord of the Rings. Was Zanus is more interesting. I'm not bored when I read it. Because Lord of the Rings, the way I see it, it's a boring masterpiece. That's the way I see Lord of the Rings. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't want to be rude, but Lord of the Rings to me is like a boring masterpiece. That's the way I see it. It's a masterpiece. It's a good book, but it's boring. It's a little boring. Is it very boring, Ivan? I wouldn't say very boring, but it's a little boring when you read it, man. Look, when I read through it, I'm like, holy shit, this book is fucking dry, man. J.R.R. Tolkien goes for pages describing the trees, the grass, the sunset. You know what I'm saying? The door, the horse. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Yeah, he spends like 5 pages describing the sun, the trees, the grass, the lands, the city, the door, the horse, the helmet. Like, he does that every time. He spends... You know what I'm saying? Yeah, beautifully written, though. Beautiful language. You know what I'm saying? Were you interested in Ivan? I was, obviously. It was interesting in the sense that it's a masterpiece. I was in awe of the world building, but it was a bit dry and boring. And that's why I see Lord of the Rings as a boring masterpiece. If that makes any sense. Obviously. Yeah. Trust me, even all the Tolkien, all the Tolkien fans out there, they'll even admit to me, Ivan, you're right. Like, Lord of the Rings, even though it's a masterpiece, it's a little bit boring. Yeah, it is, man. It's a bit boring of a book when you read it. Guys, pick it up. You'll see what I mean. You'll be in awe by the book, obviously. But that chapter I read concerning hobbits, right? Not concerning hobbits. The one, the prologue I read to you guys. Remember how I told you that was very, very boring. The prologue of Lord of the Rings, of the Fellowship of the Ring. And that's why if I reread Lord of the Rings again, I'm gonna skip the prologue. I'm not gonna read that part again because that part's very boring. Some Sarah. What was the most interesting part for you? For Fellowship of the Ring, the most interesting part for me was either the Balrog scene or the scene when Frodo confronts the ring. Glorfindel takes Frodo. Obviously, Frodo confronting the ring. I love that part. And the part when he meets Aragorn and all them, and the manager at the end, that part's pretty interesting for me too. I like that part. But the part before that with Tom Bombadil, and they meet Gildor the elf and all that stuff is all boring. When they walk and talk, the Barrow Downs is pretty boring. Yeah, man. Fellowship of the Ring is not my favorite of the trilogy. What's your favorite of the trilogy, Ivan? Either Two Towers or Return of the King. Two Towers might be my favorite, perhaps, of the book. I like Two Towers too. I think Two Towers might be my favorite too of the book. I kind of like it more than Return of the King in a way, but I have to reread it again. But obviously, the way I see Lord of the Rings, the books, it's like a boring masterpiece for me. Obviously, where Zanus is an interesting masterpiece. It's not a bit boring like Lord of the Rings when you read it. It's very fresh. It's refreshing. It's not a bit boring when you read it. Some Sarah? That's my point. Don't hate them. Yeah. I guarantee you all the Lord of the Rings nerds out there who love J.R.R. Tolkien, they'll even tell me, Ivan, you're right. Even though I love Lord Tolkien and I love the world, it's amazing, it is a bit dry and boring. Yeah, it's a bit dry and boring when you read it, because it's dated writing. Because Tolkien He grew up in a different time than we did, right? The writing styles back then are not the same the way they are today. Read fantasy books now; they're not like they don't read like Tolkien. You can tell Tolkien's writing; it's a bit dated. This is the guy who wrote this book is clearly not a guy born in our time. He's born in a different era. Obviously, he was born. Tolkien grew up in the early 1900s, before there was even television and all that stuff. He grew up in a different time. He went through World War One, hence why his style of writing is a bit different, obviously, than all the authors today, right? Well, I'm not going to deny it's still a masterpiece. Obviously, it's a good book. It's a bit boring though. It's a little boring. I don't hate what I'm saying. Huh? Like I love doing the read along with you guys. I read the whole half of Lord of the Rings, right? I love doing the read. I love doing the read along with all you guys. That was fun. Obviously, yeah. Some Sarah. Yeah. Whereas my book's not like that. You're just going to tell me, yeah, Ivan, I enjoyed your book more than Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is a bit boring, Ivan. Yeah, you might tell me that. It's a masterpiece, Ivan, man. His book is a bit boring. It's not like your book. Your book is interesting, man. Like, every chapter, like, I was hooked reading it, Ivan. Like, you're an amazing storyteller, Ivan. How did you come up with a story like this? I'm like, Peter, I don't know. I'm just creative. Ivan, you wrote a masterpiece. Yeah. I was so engulfed by your book, Ivan. Enthralled by your book, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And all these booktubers on YouTube are all going to be like, holy shit, man, Ivan wrote a fucking... Ivan's book is better than Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I was more interested in reading his book than I was Lord of the Rings, yes. You'll see what I mean when you read it, guys. I wrote a masterpiece. But I'm going to give you a heads up. There's some sections of my book that are a little bit raw. I don't have an editor, guys. I wrote it on my own. Some sections of it's a bit, I don't know, 1% of it, 0.5% of my book is raw. But most of it is top notch. There's some sections, some dialogues, you might read it. Yeah, I even could have used an editor here. It's a little raw here. In other sections, it's absolute gold. The story flows well, the dialogue flows well. Yeah, I'm a genius. Obviously. The cons of my book compared to Lord of the Rings, obviously, my book is more raw than J.R.R. Tolkien's book because J.R.R. Tolkien had his editors. I had no editor, so my book is a bit more raw than Tolkien's book. But it's a better story, and it's more interesting. It's fresh. It's not dry. My book, when you read it, it's very, very fresh. It's not dry when you read it. Lord of the Rings is very dry when you read it. That's why it's a bit boring. I'm sorry. So I see it as a boring masterpiece when I read it. And I like the movies better than the books. I don't hate them, saying yeah. Most people say the books are better than the movies. I'm like, no, they're not. I like the movies better than the books. I don't hate them, saying yeah. Why is movies better than the book, Ivan? Because it's a fucking movie. Movies are more interesting than books. Duh. Yeah. I'm one of those guys who thinks most movies are better than books because movies it's motion picture, man. You see the special effects, everything. Books, you just read it. Yeah, that's the way I see it. I'm different, obviously, than some other people's opinion, right? Yeah. Some Sarah? See what I'm saying? Oh, I was just saying yes. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, I was just saying yes. See what I'm saying, guys? Oh, I was just saying yes. Yeah, show my camera, guys.